war going on. The books can't escape from the team. Call the morning steam. It's time to break one for cover. The morning steam. It's time to break one for cover. That's gonna cover. That's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
All right, a pleasant good morning to you from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam Show here for Friday, February 6th. It's Super Bowl weekend. Ready to go for the big game. Just a couple of days away here right now. We got some other action to go over here tonight. Short show, man. Where's the hockey? Got some curling on right now on several teams. We've got curling. We got Olympics right now going on. The opening ceremony is really just about 4.5 hours away today. So there's some great sports. Not a lot for us to talk about. We got 6 games in the NBA, and I'll look at 3 or 4 college games today. Want to hear from you in the chat. Let me know what you're looking for here for the action on Friday. We got some soccer later on as well. Across the pond in some league action. So, we'll just chat here for a few minutes, preview some games, and that's what we'll do here on the Morning Steam, one of the shorter shows in quite a while. So, no problem. We'll just take it as it is. Thanks for joining me here on the show and the chat, and appreciate everyone coming on in here to get going here. Crip Key today, ready to go. There's the picks. Knicks, Heat, Pacers, Wolves. That's it for the Morning Steam. Thanks, everybody. There's the picks. Let's go. Nick Handy's here as well. Greg Gibson joining us. There's Flea, ready for the action here. Ready for Sunday. Our Tomps as well. Really appreciate you guys coming in on a day like today where we don't have much to go with, but certainly we'll have some quality here. Talk about some of the different things going on here in the world of sports right now, including Super Bowl Sunday. The Patriots, of course, have won 16 of their last 17 games coming in. Seattle's won 13 of 14. You got a powerhouse in Seattle. They built it through the draft for the most part. 13 of their 22 starters have come in through the draft. You have veterans also like Cooper Kupp, Rashid Shaheed, my man from Mount Carmel High School in San Diego, DeMarcus Lawrence, Leonard Williams, Ernest Jones, Uchenna Nwasu, Julian Love, some great players on that Seattle team. Of course, the Patriots did it their own way. They obviously they needed a big turnaround after the last 2 seasons and a new coach, so they signed 9 veteran free agents, and they ended up starting for this team, guys like Milton Williams, Robert Spillane, Harold Landry, and Carlton Davis as well. And of course, a great second-year quarterback in Drake May, and 3 other top draft picks that have found their way into this lineup. So can't wait. Wish we could talk about it more. We could, but we'll have all day on Sunday to talk about it. We'll probably spend an hour talking about the game. Not only will I be previewing the game with you guys, but I'll preview every position, every player, and give my picks for overs and unders on their propositions. We'll look at pretty much every player on the field there that you can bet on Sunday. Can't wait for that. Hey, NFL last night, Matthew Stafford, he got the MVP, got 24 first place votes. Drake May got 23, and then Josh Allen got 2 somehow. I say somehow because he probably could have got more. And then someone voted for Justin Herbert, and that ended up giving Matthew Stafford the closest vote ever for the MVP. Stafford edges out Drake May. Coach of the Year, Mike Vrabel, of course, of the Patriots. Offensive Player of the Year, Jackson Smith and Jigba, who we'll see on Sunday. Defensive Player of the Year, Myles Garrett, and one of the best defensive years we've ever seen. And we saw the Hall of Fame inductees. How about Drew Brees? Oh, man, I can remember watching that game when Drew Brees injured his shoulder with the Chargers, and they ended up having to get rid of him, and the rest is history. Brees went on to be a record-setting quarterback, a Super Bowl champion with the New Orleans Saints. Also, Luke Kuechly, Larry Fitzgerald, Adam Vinatieri. Somehow they put the kicker in before the coach, and Roger Craig of the 49ers. So, fun show there with those guys last night. How about the situation, though, there with the Rookie of the Year, Tyler Shuck, his stepdad, introducing the award and then having to hand the award to Tet McMillan. They might have been, now look, the information may have been sealed, and they may have, I don't know how it ended up that way, right? Because if you looked at the odds all day, it looked like it was going to be Tyler Shuck. If you go by the, Poly Market and Kalshi markets, and even on the sites that do offer the betting on things like the Rookie of the Year, MVP, McMillan was trailing Shuck considerably until basically 3 hours before the event, and then it's flopped. And all of a sudden, here comes McMillan. Someone leaked the information, obviously, because McMillan ends up being the favorite eventually within an hour. It totally flip-flopped, and he ends up being the winner, and then Shuck's stepdad has to hand the award to McMillan. Imagine his surprise. You could hear him in his voice. And kind of took away from the moment maybe there for McMillan as well. So, all right. Thank you for joining me, everyone, here. And, hey, you can get more picks from me over at winnable.com/Ramon. Check me out over at Winnable. I will say this. Hey, are you on with me with my golf picks this week? I kind of want to go over to winnable.com and take a look because, man, I might be in for another payday this week. What happened to Scotty? Scotty shot. He's still in it, okay? Don't think that Scotty Scheffler is out of the tournament yet just because he didn't have a great round. He's still 16-1 right now to win this event. But after the first day, there's Chris Goddard up again. I didn't take Goddard up there. Let me take a look here. Hey, we don't need that right now. We don't need to see how good Ramon does. Let me get the information here real quick. I want to show, though, from this week with the golf picks. We don't need to know how much I made today with my $41 a day that I get from hosting this show. Through your support over at winnable.com/Ramon. I'm half kidding. But let me go over here and take a look at the golf picks for this week and then bring them up because pretty good picks here. Let's take a look at what's going on. All right, here we go. Boom, now we go. Now we got it. There we go. Take a look at my picks here this week over at winnable.com/Ramon. And we're looking at the Waste Management Open this week. Well, there you see the picks, and let me go over the leaderboard. Now, my picks are in odds order, not necessarily the orders to win, but I usually pick for a field of this size. I usually pick about 5% of the field, and then play those, in uh, uh, outrights, top fives, top tens, top 20s, and I just kind of taper it. Larger bets on the bigger on the try taking a top 20. You're going to put a little larger and then strip it down a little bit when you go to the uh, outright winners. And this week I recommended, hey, maybe take it without Scheffler because he might win. You never know; he still might win. But so I have Fitzpatrick up there as my first pick. Fitzpatrick is currently in second place at 6 under. He's 2 strokes back. There's my next choice was uh, Cootie in there, and Cootie is at 5 under. He's in third place, 3 strokes back right now. Pearson Cootie in there, and then my third pick there is Thorbjornsen, and Thorbjornsen's tied for third at 5 under. So out of my 7 golfers right there, the top 3 are in the top 5. I have 3 players in the top 5 right now, or I guess in the top 3 technically, right? At With my picks this week at winnable.com. So hey, I'm looking for another strike here this week. 2 and 3 weeks. Can we bring it home? Here they're underway, by the way, over at the Waste Management. They're out there on the course here currently. Hey, some other picks in there too. Novak Higo, Hoey, and my long shot there with Shank this week. Anyways, they're underway, and currently Hoey already has a birdie here today, so Hoey's moving up the charts as well here right now. So I got a good card this week in golf. You can get these picks over at winnable.com/Ramon. These are my free picks, actually. So sign up for the free picks over there and get these golf picks each week. Here I'm watching, getting ready to watch the second round here anyway. And as part of our coverage, go over to winnable.com/Ramon and use the promo code STEAM to save 20% off those premium pick packages here. There we go. And get picks from me each week. Also deliver picks in other sports as well here every day, including college basketball, tennis last night as well. There's some tennis going on here right now. I'm watching here, as a matter of fact, currently with Haley Baptiste going up against Alexandrova. And one of my picks on there, let me see if we have the picks here this morning as well in tennis. This is just what it looks like when you go over there. There it is. I have Baptiste plus 4.5 games right there against Alexandrova. And Alexandrova's been playing great, but right now, Haley Baptiste already owns a break, and she's up 4-3 on and serving for a 2-game lead here right now against Alexandrova. So got some other picks up there as well, and you can check them out over at winnable.com. It's more of a promotion day, I guess, because I guess we can start the show, you guys, right? We've only got 6, maybe 9 games to look at. We'll be out of here probably before the bottom of next hour. So really appreciate you joining me here. Okay, there we go. That's what it looks like when you go over to winnable.com. We did have some winners also with winnable.com yesterday, including looking at my VIP selection here wins. Riverside and Fullerton under. Got a college basketball winner in there. A couple of L's, though, yesterday. But that's what it looks like when you subscribe to winnable.com. Try to have more winners than that right now. But we did come through with a few. But it feels like just a 50-50 day there or so. The women's picks were what carried us to at least a 500 record there yesterday. How about 2-0 with my women's premium selections? They're under in Duke and Louisville and under in Clemson and North Carolina. I don't even think they scored 100 points in that game. All right, ready to go here with the headlines, and we'll go back over and get ready for the show. See if I can pop me up there. There we go. All right. See a few more people coming in here, so I think we can start right now. A couple dozen of you in here for our short show here today. Let's see who else joined us in the chat, then we'll get going. It's going to be Robert McCormick is here. Philly Eagle Fly will give us some soccer, I'm sure. Hey, everyone, like this video, subscribe to our channel, Sports Money here on YouTube, fastest growing sports betting channel on YouTube, as Nuke gets us to like it and smash it and pass it around. Jimmy Lambo is here today as well. You ready for tomorrow's UFC card? Okay, thanks. Look, I got Jimmy taking care of all the promotion for us here. We will have coverage tomorrow of the UFC, and you can check me out over at VB MMA Picks. Click on the live tab, you'll find the episode, and you'll save some time since one of the fights that we did preview, unfortunately, was canceled from the card, and that would be the bout between Said Nurmagomedov and Javid Basharat. Got canceled yesterday, so we do have two fights previewed, including the main event between Mario Bautista and Vinicius Oliveira, bantamweight top 11 contenders this week for Bautista's first ever main event. He's off of the loss to Umar Nurmagomedov, but he was a 475 dog in that one. It snapped his 8-fight win streak, so still worthy, still a rising contender against Oliveira. He's off of a win over Kyler Phillips, who just happens to be Bautista's teammate. And that's the main event tomorrow in the bantamweight division, and we'll be along for the coverage of that one. I believe it gets underway at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific time, I think is when we go rolling in here for the start of that card. UFC action here from Las Vegas at the Apex on Saturday. All right. And over at the Olympics today, like I said, we won't have it here, but the opening ceremonies are just about 4 hours and 20 minutes away from live coverage of the opening ceremonies at the Olympics. If you don't want to miss that one, of course, it's on prime time, all edited, all pretty, but if you want to watch it in its entirety, probably the better way to do it is in about 4 hours from Milan Cortina. And also we have more curling coming up right now. We got the USA mixed doubles against Czechia. We saw them against Canada earlier, of course, and also hockey action overnight. It was Japan edging France 3-2, but France covered the spread, if you will. The Japan was favored, I believe, by 2 goals in that one. They won by 1. Currently, Czechia leads Switzerland 2-1 in their game in the second period right now. And those are the only 2 games in women's hockey today. And I think that those are pretty much the featured events. There was some training. I don't know if they got the training in yesterday from the skiing. Was a little bit thick in the snow, I think. So, all right, I guess we'll just start, man. I wanted to talk some sports, but we'll get going here with the action right now and get to the previews. So we could just have a Friday. I'll find something to keep me busy. All right, let's get to it right now. We've only got 6 games to look at in the NBA, and we'll start it off with the Knickerbockers on the road taking on the Pistons here. NBA action for Friday. We got a good one here on tap, man. This one is the featured event of the day for sure, with Knicks coming in against the Pistons. A good one here. They have met just already just about a month ago and had a blowout game, but I think the situation's a little bit different this time around with the Knicks playing so awesome. Back when they played last month on January 5th, the Pistons blew out the Knicks 121-90, but the personnel was a little bit shaken for the Knicks in that game. So this time around, we're expecting fireworks here with these two. The Knicks come in here riding high at this point with a big winning streak, and the Pistons got the great record, could be an Eastern Conference Finals preview, it feels like here. Knicks have won 8 in a row and covered 8 in a row. Break them up. They're in off of a win over Denver at home, 134-127. They covered in that one. They've covered them all here recently. They're 26-19 against the spread as a favorite. But you see the Detroit Pistons here. I believe they're still the dog. Let me just look at the current line. Yeah, the Knicks are about 1 or 1.5 here, no doubt about it. And the interesting point about that is the Detroit Pistons are 8-1 against the spread as an underdog this season. Now, you might need a few more points to consider them a true underdog here, but they're technically still an underdog, and this has been an incredible role for the Pistons. Incredible role, ROLE, but they're on an incredible roll as well, although they are coming in off of a surprising loss last night. They're on the back-to-back. They got beat by Washington of all teams. I was on here yesterday touting, I think our pick was on the Pistons yesterday. There, I think it was my free pick yesterday, the Pistons. I mean, good thing it was, because the 17-point favorite lost the game by double digits, I think, yesterday to the Wizards. So we did have some winners here on the morning steam, however, yesterday with the Wizards and the Pistons game to go over. Might have got a push out of that Jazz and Hawks there at 240, but we did have the Raptors yesterday. We had the Hornets as well here on the show. We had the Spurs, we had Warriors Suns under, and we had Lakers Sixers under. We won almost all the games here on the morning steam yesterday, but let's get to this one. I want to hear from you in the chat with your picks here with the Knicks and the Pistons here on Friday night. Pistons have won 12 of their last 14 games. They're just 2-4 against the spread in their last 6 overall. Pistons have lost 14 of the last 20 games against the New York Knicks. Knicks have gone under in 8 of their last 10 games. Detroit's gone under in 12 of their last 17. And 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams have gone under. Is this one going to go under today when we got 2 hot teams here right now with the Knicks and the Pistons? Let's hear from you in the chat in this one. Pistons actually opened a 1-point favorite in a few spots here. Look, it's going to be a great game. Pistons at home. I think I'm going to take them. Let's see what you have, though, in the chat. I'm going to take the Pistons to get this one done and win the game and stop this winning streak of the Knicks. What a game it's going to be. All right, here we go with the chat. You guys, your picks are more important than mine. Here we go with, I want to say hello to Parma Jake in there as well. And D-Money in there. Kripke, he's on St. John's there. We'll get to the college game. That's our featured college game for sure. James Parm in there. Let's see, BJ. And Cliff Floyd here today as well. Nuke talking about the college card. Is there any picks on this game? Here we go. Gibson ratings here have Detroit winning this one. He likes the under, and also BJ likes the Pistons. 9 Legacy's on the Pistons money line. He had the Wizards in that game yesterday, and that's it from you guys in the chat of this big game. Maybe it's a little bit too tough. Got to waiting on me here to make the call in this one. And I'll take the Detroit Pistons here. The widely reported steam actually came in on the New York Knicks in this game, and I definitely gave them some consideration. You got to give them some consideration here, the way things are going. But I'm going to take the Pistons at home in this one. Knicks are obviously scorching hot here as well, but this is our featured game, and I'm going to try the Pistons here. Robert's on the Knickerbockers, and Fernando likes the Pistons. Team total under here. All right, that one's at 7:40 Eastern, 4:40 Pacific time here on Friday. Next up. Fernando also nicks money line in there. All right, next up, the Heat are on the road taking on the Celtics. Nice ball game here. Celtics favored by 6.5, and the total 227. It looks like we're moving right now. 227 here between the Heat and the Celtics tonight. All right, Boston comes in here on a 4-game winning streak right now. A good run here for Boston, cleaning things up, getting moving again. They're already up to 33-18 right now. Considering the injuries that they had going into the season and the way things kind of went there at the beginning, I think the Celtics are doing an incredible job here right now at being 33-18. We expect them to be, title contenders, and I think they still are, obviously. We just talked about the two teams that maybe are leading the way, but you're not going to count this Celtics team out, are you? They've covered 4 in a row as well over Sacramento, Milwaukee, Dallas, and Houston here. Good run for the Celtics right now. They are favored by a big number here, 6.5, but the Heat kind of coming in here, flailing around a little bit. Lost to Atlanta last time out at home, 127-115. They're actually alternating wins and losses right now, so this is supposed to be a better game for them, but it might be a little bit tough here on the road, especially considering what we know about this one going in. Now, Tyler Hero is out. Wiggins is probable. Normie Powell is probable here. Jaylen Brown probable for the Celtics in this one. Vucevic, we'll see him in the Boston uniform, and looks like we'll get him in there tonight. So how will Vucevic fit in? It feels like he might fit in pretty good. And Hauser is probable here as well. So for the Heat here, they're in their good roll, road underdog, 15-10 against the spread, doing a pretty good job on the road and when getting points. So these two teams met last month on the 15th. It was 119-114. Boston got the win as a 2.5-point favorite. Boston also won at home back in early December or mid-December, 129-116. So Boston's won and covered them both here. Do you think they'll do it today when they take on the Heat? Let's go to the chat and see what you have in this one. For Boston right now, not only on the 4-game winning streak, but they've covered, they've won 5 of their last 6. They've gone under in 7 straight games, but the Heat have gone over in 8 of their last 11. 12 of the last 18 meetings between these two teams have gone under. So, this number is pretty toasty up there, actually, at 227, but it seems like it has been going down, and I think that's where I'm going to go with this one. Give me the under here with Miami and Boston. It's down to 227 here, so I think you're definitely seeing some pressure to the under in this one right now. And let's go to the chat. I'm going to go under. Okay, here we go with some more picks from you. And there's Tex. Hey, it's going to be great to see Jose Alvarado there. A little change of scenery for Jose. I think it's going to be a great situation for him there with the Knicks now. Yeah, maybe his. I don't know. I think he can play a role. Tex, don't you? I think it's a great mix for him, and hopefully we will get a chance to see him. Tex had the Wizards last night. Oh man, I was on the late party. I thought that point spread momentum was for real, going all the way up to 17, and I bought into it. I was wrong. Tex got it right. I didn't have too many losers in the NBA yesterday, but that was one of them. BJ's on the under here. Cliff says Boston on the spread or team total over. And Greg says they're playing much, much better lately. Boston could be back in form. And McBride. Oh, yeah, but I think McBride, what did I see in this? We didn't really look at that too much for the injuries. Okay, I think that's it, though, from you guys in the chat. In this one, I'm going to take the under here with the Heat and Boston. All right, and Tex doing it as well. Fernando says, take the Heat team total under. All right, we only got 6 games. I can only yell and scream how excited I am about this card for so long. Pacers taking on the Bucks here on Friday night. You got the Milwaukee Bucks. I think they're favored now. Let's flip-flop the spread there. I had these typed in so long ago, hours ago. Was running, and my internet was down for the second time in 3 days, man. Good thing that wasn't on a Saturday. It better not go out on a big college basketball card, but we didn't have much to worry about here today. 1.5 and 223 for the Bucks. Let's bring it back up. There we go. And for the Bucks to come in here off of a couple of wins right now, just when it seems like you're going to break up the band, no. In the end, it just was that Milwaukee was asking too much for Giannis. At least with the other teams, they just couldn't package a deal. They couldn't get in on Giannis. So Giannis will still be with Milwaukee. Once you saw those markets, those Kalshi markets, pointing to the fact that they, you expect Giannis to return to the Bucks or retire. That's what eventually won, of course. But that was kind of the momentum of the betting. So it didn't look like he was going anywhere. And the Bucks were just asking too much. So you know what? It could actually set your franchise back a little bit in the future. Not that, Giannis, to me, he's still an elite player. I think he can fit in and help a team here down the stretch. Obviously not now, but the Bucks not being able to unload him, they're really just going to have their, top player paying him without a lot of support, and it's going to, put a burden on the future growth of the franchise. So maybe they can get back to winning a little bit. They have right now with back-to-back wins over Chicago and New Orleans. They did cover the spread in those games. Indiana's lost 2 straight to Houston and to Utah, but Milwaukee's a crummy favorite. They moved to the favorite now, and they're 7-14 against the spread as a favorite. I figure this game might actually be pretty tough. It's near pick'em, so you just got to pick a winner there. But what kind of momentum can the Bucks have here? Are they resigned to the fact that, hey, we've got to, just stick with Giannis here without any support? Indiana is 23-21 against the spread as an underdog coming in. And this series in itself for Milwaukee here, they won the first 2 meetings of the season, both of them at Indiana. They won 111-94 as a 1.5 point favorite on the road, and then they beat Indiana 117-115 back in November as a 6.5 point favorite. There they won, but did not cover. Take a look at what you have in the chat with this one, and I'll make a pick as well. The Bucks have lost 8 of their last 11 and gone 3-8 against the spread in those 11 games. Indiana just 3-17, their last 20 on the road. Does make it a little bit tough to recommend them here, but Pacers have lost 6 of their last 9, but they've gone 4-2 against the spread in their last 6 games overall. Milwaukee has covered 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two when they played in Milwaukee. So maybe they could extend that winning streak. Let's hear from you in the chat in this one with Indiana on the road taking on the Bucks here tonight. Here we go. Let's see what you got. With Bobby Mack is on. Here's Tex on the Bucks. Bobby Mack is in there. Sharpie's joining us this morning. Good morning to Sharpie. He's getting antsy. He wants these bats and balls out of the bag. Let's see here. Greg says the Bucks at home can win this one, but he's got it right along the spread there. And Indiana was favored last night, he says. There, I don't think they played last night, but James Parham says under here. And good morning to Fernando in the chat. Yeah, the Pacers have had a couple days off here, actually, coming into this one, but they have lost 2 straight. They've still covered 3 of their last 4 games overall. I'm going to take the Pacers for a little upset action here today. Give me the Pacers on the road to win this one. They're now an underdog. It does feel like the betting momentum is kind of with the Bucks here, but I'm going to try the Pacers tonight. All right, next up. Oh man, we're already halfway through. Got 33 dozen of you in here, and I love it. All right, we got Indiana here on the. Oops, we got Pelicans on the road here, taking on Minnesota Timberwolves. Well, the Pelicans have lost 3 straight coming into this one. The Wolves are back to winning again. They won last time out, picked up a win over Toronto, 128 to 126 on the road, but they did not cover. They were favored by 2.5 in that one. The Raptors actually got the money. New Orleans here has lost 3 straight and failed to cover as well. They were an underdog in 2 of those games, to Philadelphia and Charlotte, and they lost to Milwaukee, 141 to 137 last time out. They were actually a 4.5-point road favorite somehow in that one. We were on the Bucks in that game. Minnesota, though, still not a great favorite. 17 and 24 against the spread as a favorite. New Orleans ain't a world beater at all against the spread. We know they got a poor record and a mediocre spread record. But New Orleans, 13 and 40. Actually, kind of like the position that New Orleans is in long term, believe it or not. But right now, they're just not winning any games, and they are double-digit dogs here. But you know what? Minnesota doesn't show a real penchant for covering some of these big numbers. They did get a couple of covers here for sure recently, laying 11.5 to Memphis and 8.5 to Dallas. So they might be in a little bit of a groove that they could do it here, but they really have the motivation here to win by double digits in this one. New Orleans has covered 6 of the last 8 meetings between these teams, even though they've lost 4 out of the last 5 against them. Pelicans have dropped 4 of their last 5 overall. Minnesota's won 5 of 6, covered 4 of their last 6. Minnesota's gone over in 4 of their last 5. 8 of the last 9 meetings between these 2 teams have gone over, although New Orleans has gone under in 8 of their last 12 games overall. Let's hear from you in the chat if you want to make a pick here with New Orleans and Minnesota here. I've got the sniffles here in Las Vegas this morning. Pardon me on that, but maybe I'll take just a second and blow my head off. Hold on. I mean, you know what I mean. Gonna sneeze here, I think. There we go. Not ready to quite go viral yet, but you might be here when I do. So New Orleans, I think they got a lot of momentum from the Sharps here this morning. Look, this series is a high-scoring series. That number looks a little high. Let me just take the Pelicans here in this one against Timberwolves. I'll take the double digits here with these guys right now. And look, I feel like the Sharps are going to be on the under in this game, but tough to ignore that when these 2 teams get together, it's a high score. So let me take the Pelicans here, plus the points. I'll take another ugly dog here on Friday. We'll go to the chat with you guys and see what we got. All right. Hey, there's Eric Acevedo in the chat. He's taking a victory lap, it looks like, from yesterday. Cliff was on the Pacers in that game there. And I think the Pacers can get something going. They're obviously good franchise still. There's Eric talking Lakers basketball from yesterday. Fernando's on the Pelicans here with me today. And also, Greg says the spread was 11 yesterday. Do I have it kind of wrong here? Let me correct that. Like I said, I had these. Oh, no, I have it right there on the graphic, 9.5. What are we talking about here? Okay. Let's see here. What else did we have? James Parham, like in the over here in this one. And Eric's got Minnesota in a short win. Greg has the Gibson ratings in there. And Johnny Walker trying to help me out here on the I should eat more fruits and vegetables. I still have a piece. My internet went out last night, and I was so mad. I couldn't do my handicapping, and I had a show that was delayed. So I was like, "Oh man, I guess I'll just eat." And then I made some garlic bread, and then the internet came back on, and I had to get on the air. So I still have a piece of delicious garlic bread from last night. Look at that! What a great chef I am, huh? It's been sitting here for 6 hours. I ate all the rest of it. Pelicans in there. And Zion eating the gumbo. Oh, did we just have some steam, you guys? I don't know if we'd have any steam here today, but we just did. Let me see what's going on here with this. Brown is getting steamed in their matchup against Yale today. Brown here was getting 15 and a half points, but it's gone down here to 14. Brown's taking the steam here on the Morning Steam Show. You can't have a Morning Steam Show without a little bit of steam here today. Maybe I'll cover all the steam here from the colleges because I think we can recite them here as part of our coverage because I've only looked at 3 games, I think. All right, good morning to Bar in the chat. And he's on the over here in this one. All right, let's get moving here to the next one. Memphis is on the road, taking on the Portland Trailblazers in this one. Portland favored by, and this one's gone up here in the last few minutes. This one's on the move. Portland's up to an 8-point favorite, even 8.5 here in a few spots right now. I'll call it 8, but I'm seeing some 8. I'm 8.5 at one square book offshore. But and the total here has also snuck up a little bit at 232. There we go. Whoops. All right, there we go. Grizzlies and Trailblazers here. Point spread is 8 now, and the total 232 or so. Memphis has won 2 in a row right now. They had another. They couldn't deal off Ja Morant. So Morant's going to be, stuck on the Grizzlies, or, you got to play him. I mean, he's still a good player. It's just that nobody wants this guy on their franchise. Is he a troublemaker? Is he a cancer? Is he just in and out of the lineup too much? It does seem like he should be one of the best players in the league, but he just hasn't really caught the fire like we've needed him to. If you're the Memphis Grizzlies, they couldn't trade him. They beat Memphis and Sacramento the last 2 games out, covered the spread in both those, but Memphis just 11-20 against the spread as an underdog, so they've got no spark in them to pull off upsets. Portland, meanwhile, 15-11 against the spread at home, just 8-10 against the spread as a favorite. They're actually in a slump, and they were doing us a solid there for quite a while. Were the Portland Trailblazers? Remember, they were a bit of a moneymaker there for a while, particularly as a road dog, but Portland's lost 6 straight now, going just 1-5 against the spread in those 6 games. For Memphis here, they're 6-12 against the spread in their last 18. They've lost 6 of their last 8 overall. They're also just 4-9 against the spread against Portland in the last 13 meetings. 5 straight meetings between these 2 teams have gone under. Memphis is 8-15 to the under on the road, but Portland at home is pretty much an over team, especially when they're favored. They're 13-5 to the over as a favorite and 15-11 to the over at home. They have gone under, however, in 12 of their last 18 overall. So go ahead in the chat. Here we go. Bar is on the Grizzlies here. Greg Gibson's ratings favors Memphis, it looks like. 9 Legacy, 8 Grizzlies on the spread. Greg says little bit too many points. Take Memphis, he says. All right. Well, I got to make my call here in this one with Memphis and Portland here tonight in the Rose City. All right. I'm on the under here in this one with Memphis and Portland. I'm going to take the under tonight in this one. All right, one more here on the NBA card. I'm taking my time today, but we do have my Clippers taking on the Kings here in Sacramento tonight. Look, the Kings are mired in another losing streak right now. They've got to be the worst in the league, don't they? Here they've lost, what, is it 10 in a row now? I think I've lost track. I didn't even put on my notes. I just know they're losing them all. They've gone just 1-5 against the spread. Their last 6 games overall coming in. Clippers have won 5 straight meetings against Sacramento. Clippers have won 10 of their last 14 and covered 13 of their last 20. Obviously, the Clippers have undergone some changes here as well. And we'll see. No Ben Mathurin just yet for the Clippers, and Isaiah Jackson also not ready to go. Darius Garland's still going to be sidelined a little bit before he can join the team. Sacramento couldn't unload Sabonis here. I was surprised about that, but no one was taking an interest in the Kings forward in the trade market. Clippers here have lost 2 straight coming into Philadelphia and Cleveland at home, so they might be struggling here just a little bit. Sacramento just 17-29 against the spread as an underdog, 10-16 against the spread at home. So Clippers favored here on the road by 3.5 total. 222. 6 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams have gone under, but Sacramento's gone over in 6 of their last 9. Clippers have gone over in 4 of 6, and they're 15-11 to the over on the road, but just 11-14 to the under as a favorite. Kings are 20-26 to the under as an underdog. So let's see what you have in this one. Clippers to wrap it up here on a Friday night, going up against the Kings in this one. Go to the chat with you guys. Here we go. I think Gabar is on the over here in this one. And let's see here. Greg says he likes the under. Oh, thinks I like the. Oh, no, I'll tell you what. If Greg's going to say that I'm going under, I'm going over in this one. Take that, Greg. Give me the over with the Clippers and the Kings tonight. No, I like to go under in these Clippers games, but not when they're favored on the road. I think that's when you go over with the Clippers. I think it reflects in the line, right? This isn't a 219 or 217 Clippers game. This is a 222 game. So I'm going over then just because of what Greg said. Robert's on the Clippers here. 9 Legacies on the Clippers. And Robert's on the under. James Parham likes the Clippers here. R. Thompson's on the under. And I think that's going to do it. Also, oh, man, Greg has a big win here for the Clippers there. And Crip Key says he loves that Blazers starting lineup tonight against Memphis. He thinks they have a distinct advantage that will lead them to get the victory there in that matchup. You figure he likes this combination. Look, the Memphis Grizzlies, the problem with Memphis here, and I see what Greg's saying about laying all those points. Memphis has a very, very thin roster, I think, going in, especially considering some of the injuries tonight. I don't even know who's going to be in there at point guard tonight, and also at center. I should have looked at the injury list. We were talking about that game, actually, because there is reason to think that Memphis is really going to be shorthanded. I do want to mention a quick update, though, here. Pascal Siakam is probable for the Pacers tonight. I didn't cover the injuries in that one. Bad on me. We had all this time, and I kind of skipped over him. But Siakam probable in that game for the Pacers. Zubats questionable. They got him in the trade with the Clippers. Kobe Brown also out from that trade. McConnell probable, Nembhard probable, and Nesmith probable. So we were talking about Giannis there, I think, for so long. But I think there is issues there tonight in that one. Greg says Portland's good getting the points, but not laying them. I just wonder what Memphis will have as far as their lineup is concerned. I mean, they are let me see here. What did I say? I didn't go over all the names here for Memphis, but we have a show here. Okay, Scottie Pippen Jr. questionable. Taylor Hendricks questionable. Clayton questionable. These are all the guys they acquired too. Anderson questionable. Ty Jerome is out. Georges Niang, he's out right now, right? Talking about the new guys here a little bit. So really some issues there. Denny Avia, he is questionable as well, but the Grizzlies are just going to have a hard time figuring out who their starting lineup is. Hopefully some of those game time decision guys can get in the lineup because they don't really have if they had to take the floor right now, they might have 3 starters. So there's the information coming in right now about Pascal Siakam and his status today. He'll be in. Okay. That's it for the NBA. Wow, that's it. Man, we got 3 games here that I'm looking at in college basketball, just the 3 biggest games of the night I thought we'd look at. So then we'll do it. That'll do it for the show. Okay, but we'll start it off right now with Dayton taking on Virginia Commonwealth to get us going with our college coverage here. Just it's a 9-game card, so I think it's fair to look at a third of it. I don't think we should ever overdo it. And for Dayton here, they come in right now as an underdog here to VCU. I think it's 7.5 right now and 149. There we go. Just update that a little bit here. All right. For the Flyers, they come in here having lost 4 out of their last 5. They failed to cover in 5 straight games. Dayton just 1-4 against the spread their last 5 against VCU. VCU's won 6 in a row, despite the fact that they're just 1-4 against the spread in those games. They're winning, but they're not covering. But doesn't matter because Dayton is having a very, very difficult time right now. They had 4 losses in a row until they beat Bonaventure last time out. They didn't cover the spread. They only won by 2 as a 7.5-point favorite. And they also lost to St. Louis, Rhode Island, St. Joe's, LaSalle. Dayton comes in here 9-14 against the spread overall, 2-6 against the spread on the road. But VCU, at least they're winning. They're not covering. They have consecutive wins here over Richmond, Loyola of Illinois, and Fordham. They didn't cover the spread in any of those, but they won. They're 4-11 against the spread at home and 10-13 against the spread overall. So they're good, but they usually don't cover. 13 of the last 20 meetings between these two teams have gone over. VCU, though, has gone under in 4 of their last 5, and Dayton's gone under in 8 of their last 11. So what do you got here in this one between Dayton and VCU? Like I said, we're only previewing 3 games, but really it's because we've got to look at the best games anyway. Look at the standings here right now in the A10. VCU is 8-2. 2 games behind undefeated St. Louis. I don't think they're going to be catching St. Louis, but Dayton comes in here with a 6-4 record. So do have 2 good, decent teams in the A10 here. And in the chat, we got some picks here, it looks like. James Parham is on VCU. Eric Acevedo says VCU to win by 3. NYC Bar likes VCU in this one. And Greg Gibson ratings here. Bobby Mack's got the pick. He's got the under. Eric's on the over, though. Greg says VCU and under. Art Thompson is on the under here as well in this game. You guys are leaning under, it feels like, in the chat. I think that's where the Sharps are going to go in this one, but I'm actually going to go with the over here with Dayton and VCU. I know it's a big number there, but I'm on the over here. I know everybody's going under there. Okay. Yeah, you know what? Dayton's 9-14 to the under this year. The trends would say under probably is the right call, but like I said, 13 last 20 between these two have gone over. They have not yet met this season, but the meeting last year here was 155 points at VCU. So I'll just try the over. All right, the big one of the night in the colleges calls for third ranked Connecticut coming in here 22-1. St. John's ranked 22nd. They're 17-5, but man, St. John's feels like they have a lot of momentum. I think they're probably better than the 22nd ranked team in the country. You know, coach going to have these guys continuing to improve here. They're on an 8-game winning streak right now. Are the Johnnies 6-2 against the spread in those 8 games? Connecticut's on a roll. We know that they're 22-1, but they are just 2-7 against the spread in their last 9 games. They're actually 2-9 against the spread in their last 11 against St. John's. Now, who are you going to take? You're going to go out there and claim your man Hurley, or are you going to go with Coach, baby? I don't know what you're going to do, but let me hear from you in the chat in this one. I don't want to take sides here, but you know who I'd be rolling with for a night on the town, putting on a good-looking suit and hanging out with maybe some co-eds. Coach Bettino is who you want to go with. All right. 9 of the last 13 meetings between these two teams have gone over. St. John's have gone over in 5 of their last 7, and Connecticut's gone over in 4 of their last 5. Coming into this one, like I said, St. John's gets a number almost every time against these guys. And here right now, Connecticut still favored here, even by 2. I'm showing 2.5 here at DraftKings right now. Got to at least call it -2 now for Connecticut. Total of 144 or so. All right, and let's see what you guys have in this one. Just checking out some late injury information in the NBA, see if it's anything important to pass along here. Aldama, he's definitely out here. Okay, nothing doing. All right, let's hear from you in the chat in this one. St. John's taking on UConn. Big one in the Big East right now. So obviously you have Connecticut currently in first place. St. John's on their heels. They're 10-1 right now. So if St. John's can win, they'll both have 1 loss here. This is the only game in the Big East tonight. Let's go to the chat and see what you guys have in this one. Okay. VAR, here's Eric Acevedo. He's got the over. I think it's supposed to be Connecticut over. VAR here is on Connecticut -1.5. There's Eric's over. Greg Gibson likes UConn to win. James Parham is on St. John's. Dimitri's on St. John's. R. Thompson's on St. John's. Cliff Boyd says, I'm all over St. John's. You got to go with Coach. Don't let me talk you into it. Greg says St. John's couldn't beat Providence. They couldn't beat Providence at home, so what makes you think they're going to win this one? I don't know. They've won 8 in a row here right now, taking on all the rest of them. Robert's on UConn, however. And Eric says it'll be 74-72 in this one, Connecticut. All right. I got to take St. John's here in this one. Like I said, I'm riding with Coach. And I'm not ever riding anywhere with Coach Hurley. Greg says it'll be a buzzer beater. All right. Oh, VAR can't bet it because St. John's. VAR, do you have – I was talking about this with someone yesterday on the show, right? Kalshi I don't know if you've checked out these prediction markets, and I'm not here. I'm not sponsored or anything, but Kalshi is not prohibited in any state, even here in Nevada. So I know you like to bet with the books. I certainly can respect that, certainly. But Kalshi certainly has all the games, of course, on their app. And like I said, prediction markets have changed um, changed everything. It feels like right now with betting. So I don't know if you want to look into that. It's an easily downloadable app, and it's not the same. You don't get the same type of experience, not with props and things like that. But it's still something that is offered on Kalshi there, and it shows you. I mean, here's the St. John's, Connecticut game right there, and the point spread is up there and everything as well. So I don't know, just something to consider. I'm not, it's not a sponsor like some of the Kalshi sponsors a lot of shows out there. This ain't one of them, but just want to mention that. All right. Let's see here. Connecticut's a better team lately, says Greg. Okay, I guess I'm on St. John's there tonight. I got one more that I'm looking at here on the college card, and then we'll just get on out of here here tonight. It's going to be Belmont and Illinois Chicago. You got the Bruins here. Look at these, the right Bruins. Man, these guys are hot too coming in. Belmont, they're 21-3 right now. They're unranked. I know they're mid-major here, but 21-3, that's pretty good here. All you can do is win your conference games and keep it on. Okay, for Belmont here. Okay, for Belmont here as part of this big time winning streak here right now. They've been on a roll. They've won 8 straight. They're 4-1 against the spread in their last 5. They're 4-2 against the spread their last 6 games against Illinois Chicago here. Illinois Chicago's been hot as well. They've won 8 of 9 coming in. So don't sleep on this game tonight with Belmont. Illinois Chicago feels just as important here in this conference, the way the standings are currently going here as well in the Missouri Valley. Right now, Belmont is 11-2. Illinois Chicago's 8-5. They're in 4th place. Murray's 9-4. Bradley's 9-4, and you're going to hear these guys in this preview because Murray's been pretty hot and they've played them both. But Murray beat Illinois Chicago last time out, 81-74. Murray got the win at home. Actually, Illinois Chicago was getting 6.5, but lost by 7. Belmont, meanwhile, won and covered against Murray 103-86, and then beat Drake 103-90 there to keep their momentum going. Illinois Chicago 8-6 against the spread as an underdog, 5-4 against the spread at home. Belmont is just 9-11 against the spread as a favorite, and they are a slight favorite here, but this line is actually on the move. I wouldn't be surprised if this one is a steam play here momentarily because I'm showing it up to 4 right now. This game has moved from 3.5 to 4 for Belmont right now as we speak. And the total 150.5. Well, Belmont's been hot. Belmont's been good, but this Illinois Chicago team is pretty good too. 7-3 straight up at home. Belmont, though, 9-1 on the road and 17-3 as a favorite. Where'd the line go? There we go. All right, so let's see what you have here. If you want to take a stab at this one, pretty good game tonight. They've got some few good games here, at least on Friday. Coming back out for the third period here with Switzerland and Czechia. 2-1 Czechia leads. Physical game between these ladies. Illinois Chicago's won 5 of their last 6 games at home. 4 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone over. Belmont's gone over in 6 of their last 8. Belmont's covered 4 of their last 5 overall. UIC is 7-2 against the spread in their last 9 coming into this one. So let's see what you have here, and then I guess the show's over. And I'll go to the chat in this one. Okay. Here we go. Good morning to Jordy in the chat. Thank you. NYC Bars on Belmont. And look at Cameron's. Cameron, he called for the capture of Maduro. Right now, Cameron he's parlayed that to the capture of the supreme leader. That'll give him 16K, I think. We saw yesterday J.D. Vance, the vice president, and Marco Rubio at the Olympics. I guess they're on their way. Hey, let's go down and negotiate a nuclear deal or fake nuclear deal or pretend to put a nuclear deal together. But we'll stop over in Italy first and watch some women's hockey. Hey, what a vacation. And Johnny there talking about, let's see, what sport was that, Johnny? Because I know we saw Japan last night win over France. They were actually a $6 favorite. They won by 1 goal over France. Didn't cover, Japan actually is like I think they're the 6th ranked team in women's hockey. Here's Greg Gibson on Belmont. Mr. Weskers is here this morning. Robert's here as well. Robert's likes the over. No, Robert's here. 9 Legacy, Connecticut over, Southern Illinois on the spread. R. Thompson maybe on the over. Johnny Walker has Sweden to pork Italy. I don't know if I can show the graph. I don't know if I can put the graphic on the air. I guess we can on this channel. All right, Crip Key is going to lean toward. I'm going to take him as well. I'm going to go with Crip Key tonight. Give me Illinois Chicago in this one. I'll take the Flames. +4 now. Give me the Flames. Jerry says UConn. It's 18 in a row. Thanks, Jerry. I knew it was a lot, so I just said they've won a lot. They've won a lot in a row.
Final.
Yeah, AOD. How is it? Pretty bad. I mean, he left the game there, and you don't want your big man in there getting injured. But yeah, Duran left the game with a knee injury. Don't want to see Detroit get too shaken out of that. And Kripke says Belmont owns UIC. Yeah, they've covered 4 of the last 6, but they've won. All of them here pretty much. And there's Cameron. He took the supreme leader. Going to take out the supreme leader. All right. Hockey. Oh, yeah. And Johnny Walker. So I think you guys are looking ahead here, right to the next round, to the games on tonight's card. I haven't even looked that far as I'm watching today's games. But, yeah, Japan and Germany, Italy and Sweden, Finland and the U.S., Canada and Switzerland in, I guess, Sunday's action there, right? Or Saturday's action there at the Olympic Games. And no hockey here on this show, right? Because the men are getting ready to head on over. 9 Legacy, Balpo on the spread, Drake on the spread. There's Eric on Illinois, Chicago. Hey, tonight, everyone, for the draw. There's no drawing tonight because no one has taken advantage of their free subscription this week. So we're going to just offer it up to everyone. Use the promo code. Go to winnable.com/Ramon and use the promo code LIVE for 1 free week. all out of the 4 days this week, the winners, or well, I guess we had maybe R. Thompson won a extension, but I think the other 3 days, no one took cashed in on their free. So use the promo code LIVE if you want one free week of picks here. We'll do it for the Super Bowl, so no drawing tonight. We'll just get on out of here and go watch the Olympics here, the third period. Remember, the opening ceremony is 3.5 hours away on Peacock in its entirety. I like that sort of thing. So also other action today includes some women's college basketball. Now I'll be coming in, I think, with some premiums here yesterday. The card, no, you know what? Oh, it's tomorrow. Yeah. I guess I'm out of sports. There is some soccer action across the pond here today, including Forest and Leeds, Pisa and Verona in Italy, Osasuna, Celta de Vigo in Spain, Frankfurt and Union Berlin in Germany, and Lille and Metz in France. I'm out of sports. Thank you, everybody, for joining me here on the Morning Steam. Be back tomorrow. More Morning Steam. We'll have the UFC coverage tomorrow as well. Make sure you're signed up with me. I'll have my UFC picks. You can just watch the show tomorrow with us as well and get my picks. But if you want them in advance, subscribe over at winnable.com. Remember, when you subscribe for $19.95 a month, take it down to $17.10 when you use the promo code STEAM. It comes out to about 41 cents a day. If this show is worth 41 cents to you, then why not consider subscribing over at winnable.com/Ramon. Let's hear from Mikey Money.
Hey, it's Mikey Money here, letting you know the Sports Money team is live on Winnable. Come check out our best bets.
For a low monthly cost, you get the very best bets delivered instantly to your phone by text the moment they're locked in. No delays, no missed lines, just the smartest plays at the best odds.
We do the work, you get the plays, and they're sent right to your phone right when we drop them.
Don't wait, don't guess, don't miss the line. Join the winning team today and start cashing tickets with Winnable.
All right, so get more picks from me over at winnable.com. I'll definitely have some picks for tonight in the NBA and college basketball, and we'll find some other sports as well, some tennis action out there as well. Thanks a lot, everybody, for joining me here on the show. Back tomorrow, and I'm pondering going live here for the Super Bowl. Of course, we're going to give Mikey and Jeff the day off there, but maybe I'll come join you. Would you like to have me doing maybe some play-by-play with some bets in there? Watching the Super Bowl with you guys. I'm just here all alone in the satellite studios, so maybe you want to listen to me over those announcers there on the game. Why not have me call the game with you guys? I should be calling the game anyways. What are these networks thinking? All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow for more Morning Steam and our UFC coverage tomorrow night. For the Sports Money Network, I'm Ramon Scott. So long.
Cash, then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the Morning Steam. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the mother.